Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News.
From the thin show, Kadara, Living in Bondage, Keeping in Faith, to the 2014 October 1, the Nigerian film industry has come a long way. This captivating era dates as far back as 1926, when the earliest feature film was made in Nigeria and also featured Nigerian actors in a speaking role. In 1957, Fincho became the first Nigerian film to be shot in color. Following Nigeria's independence in 1960, more cinema houses were established. Also in the 80s, filmmakers like Kunle Afolayan produced classics such as Kadara, Taxi Driver, among others. In 1992, the release of the classic Living in Bondage kicked off a new era in the Nigerian film industry. This era produced movies that are still referred to as classics. Our guest on today's show is someone who has been active in the Nigerian film industry since 2005. In this time, he has made several movies, including October 1, The Figurine, Araro Mire. Joining us to discuss the evolution of Nigerian film industry and filmmaking is filmmaker and the son of ace filmmaker Kunle Afolayan is Kunle Afolayan. Welcome to the morning show.
Yeah, good morning.
Hi, Kunle. How are you? Good to see you. How are you doing? Well, let's start with this. How much of an influence you say your dad has been on you?
Yes.
Because I see you are very protective of his legacy, and you've tried to continue along the same lines, even though with the aid of technology, you've even taken the art to a higher level.
Well, thank you. I'll say he has influenced me greatly, especially in becoming an entrepreneur in film, in art world. Growing up, of course, I didn't get to learn how to make film because I was pretty young, but I was involved in running the traveling cinema, which really exposed me to how to do ticketing, how to run cinemas, and also I happened to witness a shooting of films and how location and all of the nitty-gritties that goes on film sets. I also witnessed those. But my father never encouraged, because some of us showed interest growing up. We would like to be an actor.
Yes.
Because the man was quite popular, and an average child will want to enjoy such cheap publicity of being the son of. But my father will always say, hey, go to school. Maybe after university, then you can decide. Because at that time, majority of them who were doing it were only doing it for passion and not for money. It's different now. You can imagine having like an 80-man crew, and a lot of them, when they travel, they squeeze to even, sleep in 1-2 rooms as long as the show continue. But it passed like 22 years ago. I haven't started then. I never even thought. I was just, doing my education and all of that. But after it passed, that was when the new Nollywood, Nollywood era started. And I saw a bit of gap in what was obtainable then and where we were coming from. Because for the Adelove and the Ogunde and the rest of them, it was more about production value. But when the Nollywood started, it was more of, okay, let's use the available resources to still tell stories. So a lot was compromised. But hey, we're still telling the stories, which was good, and which has helped, to actually develop the industry more.
Yes, Kunle, you're very big on including our African culture in your movies.
Yes.
You take a Figurine, for example, and also the recent October one. Why is this important to you?
Because that is who we are.
Yes.
For me, I can shoot gun more than the West. I can drive fast car more than the West. But I can use things that are peculiar to us, as Yoruba, as Nigerians, as Africans, and sell it to the rest of the world. It is important. One, it helps protect and also document our history and heritage.
Yes.
And in this age and times, social media, television, audiovisual is one of the best medium to use in protecting and also passing out information, especially to the younger generation.
Okay, for our viewers who have not seen October 1, I think we have a little clip of that film. Let's take a look.
Detective Inspector Danny Waziri.
That native police officer.
Leave for Akoti first thing in the morning. I require this case wrapped up before the 1st of October, Independence Day.
Yes, sir. Who will want to commit such a depravity?
Arrest that man!
Don't you touch me!
Ó wà nínú ìgbèkùn, agara dáa, yóò sì tó pààyàn sí.
Arrest him.
There's no policeman. This Akute can arrest Baba.
You are hereby suspended.
Mrs. Ransom Kuti.
October 1 was such a fantastic film,
Thank
you know, and it's an award-winning effort. And it's good, to listen to the point you made about culture. You are even living it. I see
Yes.
you are wearing it.
Yes, and this is your design, correct?
Yes.
Tell us
Sure.
a little bit about this.
Well, this is Kunle's Kembe.
Yes.
That's what I call it.
Yes.
It's something that I started just like barely 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And this is because for me, I try to, yes, of course, there's nothing wrong in wearing, Western outfit. Of course, I wear shirt and I wear suit as well. But I feel that we have so much in this part of the world
Correct.
that we can showcase to the world. This design is actually not peculiar to just Yoruba or to Nigerians. The Arabians, they wear it as well.
That's true.
But the Yorubas, we have our own kembe,
Yes.
which is big all the way to here.
Yes.
And
You've modified it.
yes, so this is like modifying it and also tagging it. So I'm claiming ownership and I tie my name to it, and surprisingly it's been widely accepted.
But let's go back quickly to October 1.
Yeah.
Because when that film came out, you raised an issue around it, although you later apologized.
Yeah.
You accused Igbo entrepreneurs
Yeah.
of, pirating your film and all that.
Yeah.
And your fans in the East, they protested.
Yes.
You apologized. But, looking back now, do you still consider copyright infringement a major problem affecting your own works?
It's still a major problem. As a matter of fact, I got an email from the U.S. consulate, and they are having like a seminar, next week to discuss piracy. And CEO has been out like 2 years ago, but I can't release on DVD because once it's released, it's pirated the next day, if not that very day. There are loads of good films, that were made a few years back, but everybody is afraid of releasing, the films, And the truth is, I don't want to go back to what it is, but
Yes.
After that statement was made, even a lot of the practitioners in the distribution industry all came and said, look, yes, we know you're saying the truth, but maybe you didn't put it right and all of that. But look, it's gone. We're all facing it now. Films are not selling. Even the cinema culture, yes, it's up, but the films are not even doing well since last year up till now.
But who do you blame? Government? Because government has a copyright council.
It's government.
Talking about it.
It's
government is also
government.
supporting Nollywood. I don't know whether you have benefited. Under President Jonathan, the Nollywood Fund was set
Yes.
up. The Buhari government only recently released over 400.2 million.
Yes.
Yes. So
Yeah,
government seems
is
to be
supporting,
interested.
but government
Positive.
is really interested, but a lot of times they talk to the wrong people. All right, because also government, when they give, they want something back.
Correct.
So a lot of times when they see people who are open to supporting their government, for me, if government wants to do something, I don't have to belong to any party, and I don't have to be partisan. But distribution is one area that has affected the industry, greatly. And one of the things I suggested, because we've had several seminars and all of that, I'm always saying it's about putting structure in place. It's not giving people money just to go and make film. When you give them money to make film, where are they going to show the film? And majority of the people that were giving money under Jonathan's government didn't actually use it.
One quick question before we go, because we've been talking about culture and all that, and policy. Now, you describe yourself as a free thinker.
Yes.
As a man who promotes culture, African traditions, isn't there a contradiction? If you promote culture,
yes,
you promote African civilization, and you
yes,
say you're a free thinker.
Yes.
Because what you do is ideological, and it's
yes,
also spiritual. So
yes,
how can you be a free thinker?
You can be spiritual and connect to God directly.
You know what, Kunle? I wish we had a lot of time to talk about this. I think we're going to have you come back and talk more about this topic. But I also wanted to highlight that you're making a new film, Mohagnik.
Yeah.
And then
Mechanic. It's Mokalik in Yoruba, but it's titled Mechanic in English.
Okay.
And we're starting shoot.
That will be all from Kunle Afolayan.
Yes.
Sorry, we have to cut you.
And you also have your.
So get your Kunle's Kembe. Follow Kunle Afo.
That's advertising.
Yes, and that's it.
Up next,
thank you, Kunle, so much.
We'll have photographer and filmmaker Andrew Dosunmu here to discuss his work and how to gain global prominence as a Nigerian filmmaker. But before then, we'll take a short break on the morning show. Don't go away.